guys, welcome to another video. I think this is the very last video that I'm posting this year on supporting people becoming CASA. So today I'm talking to the first timers on the APT board course and who will be attempting the APC in December 2021. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe so that you can get and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified as and when I upload the videos. By subscribing, you are actually motivating me to create more content that is relevant to you. So please show me love, please show me support by subscribing on the subscribe button. All right, today I think I'll be talking mostly on how to approach the board course exam so that you can get the certificate to write APC. So the approaching the APC is the same way which you are used to approaching the board course, because you can't change things the last minute. The board course is preparing you for the final APC, so you can't change strategies and try new things now when you are supposed to be writing the final APC. So I'm talking about the 5 days. Firstly, you need to have a group. Make sure in whatever group you join that you are one person who keeps everybody together. You are on point, you almost know everything, you are the serious one, you know what's happening, you know what, when you guys need to meet, you know what needs to happen, because you just need to be organized. It's a long year and it's a very, very difficult course. Just take matters to your hands. So on day 1 of 5 days, make sure you discuss as a group the triggers first before anyone researches anything. Before people go ahead and research irrelevant stuff, or you over research or you under research, make sure everyone is aligned to the triggers that the group has identified, right? And one mistake that I have been seeing that other groups have been doing, they split the triggers. For example, to say Mang is gonna do the text trigger, other person the strategy trigger, the other person the accounting trigger, and another one the auditing trigger. That is very, very risky. Maybe it's because I have lack of faith in humanity. I don't trust that can be comfortable with the work and someone can actually give me a sufficient understanding that I need to have up until the day of the exam. I just don't trust that. I need to do things on my own by myself. So make sure that you research everything. Make sure that you are comfortable with everything that is on the pre-release, that you've researched all the technical triggers. Very important. You don't want to be surprised by the information on the day, because if it's triggered, it's going to be there. It might not be there, but if it's there, lucky you. It will be very, very bad if it was triggered on the pre-release and it's a technical trigger and you don't research it and you find it on the assessment. That's like the death of you, actually. You must just kiss that attempt goodbye, because without researching the technical triggers, it's very rare that you are going to pass. So make sure you research everything, take matters to your own hands. Yes, you can get other people's views and debate in the group and discuss and have all the different views, because people are different and obviously they have different way of analyzing things and a different way of thinking. That's why you need a group, so that you can get the different views It's not for you to research one thing and rely on other people. You also need to give an input. Everyone needs to bring their heads together and discuss and get to the common goal. That's the beauty of it. So that's how it's supposed to be done. And then after that meeting of the triggers, you all go and research, and then you need to meet again and maybe discuss one trigger, meet again, and then discuss another trigger, and then you finalize your research. So that's how you are supposed to do it. The industry research, another mistake that I've been seeing people do is people, they spend maybe about 2 days researching about the industry. Like, guys, the purpose of the industry research, it's to give you a broader view, a broader understanding of the industry within which the entity operates. You don't need now to dig deep into the industry, how it started, what was happening 10 years ago. You just need to know where it's going, what are the risks, what are the strategies, what's new, like this impact does it have on the pre-release, on a specific entity that you are doing. In fact, the first day is more than enough for you to read everything, gather all the knowledge that you need to know about the industry. Then the rest needs to be more. If you look at the past psycha exam, you really need to be very technical and less more about the history of the industry. So you need to be very careful into your research. I know it's nice reading and reading a lot and end up not actually doing the real work, which is knowing the technical part. But just be careful, be very careful to over research the industry and underperform on the technical part, which is the most core that it will be asked on the day. Also on financial analysis, people just get packs for the financial analysis. They don't even analyze, they don't even understand of what's happening. So each individual, you need to understand what ratios, what's wrong and what's right. Actually need to do the financial analysis yourself. The third thing is information overload. There's too much information overload. You'll start seeing from the third day, late on the third day and the fourth day, packs starts to come in, the London packs, pictures on the beach, whatever the name they call it, from various audit firms or various sectors that we are working in. So we don't even know who did that research. You don't know if you can rely on it. Just focus on the work that you have prepared and less on the research and information overload that you will start getting. Sometimes those packs, they have things that you didn't even research, that you didn't even trigger. Now, what will that do to your file? What will that do to your plan that you have planned, to the group work that has already been done? Because now you have new triggers that you didn't even see them as a trigger. Stick to your lane and use less of the packs, if none at all sometimes, and use your research and your group work. I mean, you are more than capable to do a research. That's why you passed, you are already in your second year of articles, so you are more than capable to pass the assessment with your own research. You don't need those packs. Maybe you can refer to them, or maybe if you are unsure about something, you want to get what other firms, people from other firms are thinking like, Maybe you think maybe you are limited since you are, maybe you're not in audit, you are in finance, and you want to see the Deloitte, what PEC or the PwC or a BDO or whatever firm it is that you want to see how it's like, then maybe you can spend an hour or two just to browse through to see if they have anything that is different from what you thought about. But don't rely on it. It shouldn't be your research. Your research is the one that is done by you and your group, and not the London packs and Cape Town packs that you will get. So be aware of that. I know it's exciting, but really it's not your work. So you rather not entertain it than try to understand somebody's work, and you don't even know if they're right and you don't know if they're wrong. So save your time and save yourself. What else? Filing. Another big mistake that happened. I think I made it myself on my first attempt, on my first assessment with the APT. I had such a huge file with too much information, too many things, and then on the day of the assessment, I couldn't know where is what. I couldn't locate the things that I have filed. So your filing needs to start on the first day of the research. So as you keep discovering stuff, if you feel like it's worth keeping, maybe you maybe think that you might need to refer back to, you quickly print it and then you put it on the file. So don't put everything on the file. Make it easy for you to remember and to know exactly where is what. I think I must just do an example of the file that I just got. So your file, I think they allow file to be this thick, but you see this one is reasonable, is of a reasonable size, and you don't really need to be paging a lot. So on the first page, you will need to have like list, like sorry, it's a lot that's going on here, like a list of triggers. So as you go through on your research, you just tick. For example, in this one, there's strategy, creating value, measurable objectives, that I felt that this person needed to research. So they will, after they've done that, they will just tick on the file on what they have done, and they have IS 16 bearer, plants, trees, produce, IS 2 inventory. So as soon as you are done researching that, you just tick, and then it actually makes sure, because it's a list of triggers, as you tick, you will make sure that, okay, I have researched this, I have researched that, and you quickly tick to it, and then you put it on the file. That will actually help you to know that you've researched everything that you have triggered. And also have the pre-release in one of your first pages of your file. You need to make sure that you have pre-release, because sometimes in the information on the day might trigger you or might cause you to refer back to the pre-release, and Psycha or the board course, they don't give you the pre-release, they just give you information on the day and task. So you see this file is so well structured. It has flags, industrial research, I see here governance, ethics, financial analysis. So, and it has IS 16, revenue, fringe benefits, fourth industrial revolution, all those nice things. So you won't, if you have a file like this, you won't really struggle to try to think and you busy paging through on the day of the exam, because it is flagged. You will know where exactly you need to go. For example, if you have a PPE question, there's IS16, you just go to IS16 and voila, you are at it already. You take out your page and then you refer to it. Make sure you engage with your file. Make sure you know everything that is on your file, because it is pointless to have something on your file that you haven't read before. That's why it's very, very important to just print and not read it from the laptop. Maybe just read it before you file, and make sure that you need it to be on your file and you actually understand which part does it feed into, because you don't want to be paging up and down. You will find out that on the day that you keep losing stuff, you don't know where you have filed things, and that 8 hours is not a lot of time. It's not a lot of time, that 8 hours. It's a very short period of time. Sometimes you don't finish, sometimes you don't finish as you want to, you don't cover everything as you feel like you need to. So you need to save your time by having a very nice and clean file. Less is more, but you don't want to under research. You only want to have on your file the very and the important stuff. The stuff that is less important, you can just throw it away. And before every trigger, have a summary. For example, if you were to audit IS16 definition and recognition, whatever it is, just have a summary of what are the key issues on that particular trigger, and then just put it as the first page before every before the other, all the information you have to file, so that you can, each time you need to page, you know, okay, this is what's going on here, this is what I have filed, these are the key issues. So you sort of have a summary of the key issues under each trigger. And lastly, you need to make sure that you have blank papers on your file, or it can just be papers that you took from the exam pad, just to have blank papers so that you can summarize the information on the day, the key issues that you identify on the day. You have space to summarize them, so you have a blank paper ready and filed in under each trigger, so that it'll help you to summarize the key issues and your thinking process on the day of the exam. Lastly, I'm not on filing, I'm done on filing. On the day before the assessment, just rest, because now you'll have to go through information overload. You'll be tempted to go through people's researches, you'll be tempted to have a look at those PEC that will actually cause you frustration and stress, and it's really, really not necessary for you to do that. Just rest. After 4, pack everything. If you're not studying at home, wherever you are studying at, pack everything and go and rest, because you will have a long day on the day of the exam. I think on the next, I really need to do the next video to unpack the information on the day, because I don't want to make this video very, very long. So on the next video, we will unpack how to analyze the information on the day. Thank you guys. If you have not subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button and the notification bell, so that you are notified when I upload another video. Love you, bye.